What's up, you certified beauties? Nick here from Nick's Taxes. Today we're going to talk about the new CRB eligibility period. That is for the period January 3rd to January 16th. As of today, you can now go into your CRA account or however you access your CRB benefits and apply for that period and hopefully get it within the next 3 to 5 business days, so long as you have direct deposit set up. I also want to talk quickly on a new question that the CRB eligibility periods are going to be asking you as of this new period. So from January 3rd onward, there's going to be a new question, and we're going to talk about that in this video and why they have it in there now. So before we get into the content, how's it going? I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes. I make videos on Canada finance, investing, and taxes. So if that's of interest to you, please consider subscribing. Also, I'm now on Instagram, so feel free to follow me there, and Twitter at Nick's Taxes. I'll see you there. I'll give you a follow. Let me know what kind of content you want to see on this YouTube channel, as well as my other social media platforms. So today, period 8 for the CRB, the Canada Recovery Benefit, is available for those who apply. Obviously, you had to be eligible and meet the eligibility criteria for the entire period, that is from January 3rd to January 16th, in order to get your $1,000 CRB benefit. Remember, the benefit is now $900 that reaches your pocket because they withhold $100 in taxes, and you're eligible for up to 13 CRB periods, with this being period 8. If you've applied for and received all 8 so far, you have now 5 periods of CRB left before you can no longer receive the Canada Recovery Benefit. If you have any questions on the eligibility criteria of the CRB, first go check out my other videos that I've made on this topic. I will link them here. But if you have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Now, what's different about this period and for all the periods going forward, when you apply for the CRB, they're going to ask you a question if you've been in quarantine or self-isolation in the last 14 days. So as per Canada's COVID policies right now, if you've left Canada and arrived back into Canada, you need to self-isolate for 14 days before you can go back out into society, I guess you could say. Even though in Ontario here we're in lockdown, you have to enter quarantine for 14 days. So what Canada's trying to do here is weed out people that are in quarantine due to non-essential travel, for instance, just going for leisure or for vacation, and saying that you are no longer eligible for that CRB period in which you were in quarantine for. So even though you actually qualified and met all the eligibility criteria for that 2-week period, you now also have to not be in quarantine due to traveling. I'm not sure how many people this will affect in the long term, but for this period from January 3rd to 16th, I think it's going to capture a lot of people who may have left the country to visit over Christmas and New Year's break. So those who left the country during Christmas break for some non-essential travel reasons, those people are now going to be ineligible for this current period 8 CRB because they've had to quarantine for the last 14 days. If you came back from your trip on January 2nd, the earliest you could be out of quarantine would be January 15th. And because you spent the bulk of period 8 in quarantine, you're no longer going to be eligible. And again, this is going to be for every period going forward until the CRB expires in September of 2021. Canada is really trying to crack down on non-essential travel, even though their politicians are doing it. And they're also trying to make sure that you're actively seeking work during the entire period, that you're not just out traveling or sitting on the couch collecting this benefit income. They want to make sure that you're actively looking for a job. Other than that, I don't believe there's any new updates regarding the Canada Recovery Benefits. So this is your CRB update. If I'm missing anything important, please let me know in the comments below. But I just wanted to make this video out there, keeping it short, keeping it sweet, keeping it simple for you guys. And for that, I just ask that you give it a thumbs up, especially if you got value out of this video. And it just sends this video out to more people who would find value out of this as well. So don't just do it for me, do it for your fellow Canadians who might find this information useful. And all right, I'm Nick from Nick's Taxes. Thanks so much for watching. And of course, happy taxing.